Hello there, this is James and you're watching Tixee Live. In today's little episode, I'm going to discuss a little bit of inflation fighting talk. But before I get into that, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. And happy Monday, everyone, by the way. So as it currently stands at the moment, the market is really sort of bracing itself for more inflation fighting talk. What I mean by that, there is several key members of three central banks who are going to be speaking today and throughout the week. The highlight of the week, or the main one, which the market is going to watch really intently, is obviously going to be Jay Powell. Okay, obviously the Fed chair. He testifies to Congress on Wednesday and Thursday this week. And the market is going to watch very closely how hawkish his comments are going to be about his determination to fight inflation. Don't forget, last week he said that the Fed was acutely focused on bringing inflation down to their target of 2%. So the market is going to be watching him very, very closely at what he says to Congress on Wednesday and Thursday. He's he's the inflation terminator. That's what I call him, remember, because he's absolutely taken it so personal against inflation. So we are expecting him to say some hawkish things. So it'd be interesting to see how the market may react to those comments. Most likely more risk-off attitude. But as well as that, today we have two members of Bank of England speaking, Haskell and Mann. Okay. Now, if you remember last week, these two individuals during the MPC meeting last week, when the Bank of England was having its meeting on interest rates, both these two actually voted to raise interest rates in the UK by 50 basis points. So they're very hawkish. So it'll be interesting to see what they say. In fact, let's have a quick look at the sterling at the moment. Okay, as you can see, we were looking at that level last week, about 1.21976 as a potential area of interest and support. And in fact, the cable did bounce off that. At the moment, it is very, very tight range at the moment. It's trading at 122.85, but it is holding above that level of 121.976, which is a key area of interest. So it'll be interesting to see what Haskell and Mann has to say, and if they are indeed very hawkish today. So that would be something worth watching. So yeah, keep an eye on that today. As well as that, on the other side, they're obviously quite hawkish, Haskell and Mann, for the Bank of England. On the other side is somebody I think is pretty dovish, and that is the ECB President, Christine Lagarde. Now, she will be speaking today at 1 p.m. UTC. And it'd be interesting to see what she says. She probably use these sort of famous words like gradual, normalize. That's the sort of words she uses. So it'd be interesting to see what she says. She's actually testifying before the Committee of Economic Monetary Affairs, or at the European Parliament today. So it'd be interesting what she says today. She's definitely very dovish, in my opinion. So we'll see how the euro will do on that. In fact, let's have a quick look at the euro, where it is at the moment. So the euro is trading around 1.0514 currently, above the 200 and the 100-day moving average. But again, it's pretty tight. It's pretty much ranging at the moment as well. Very tight, like the cable is. Okay, so what else is happening? Basically, the attitude of the market at the moment is pretty much risk off. Like I said, I think that the market is bracing itself for more inflation fighting talk this week. And they are sort of like, the way the market sees it is that the Fed in particular are so determined to bring inflation down that they're happy to risk pushing the US economy into recession. So this is where we're fairly risk-off attitude. And you can see this in particular with Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually dropped below 18,000 on Saturday for the first time since 2020. Okay, 2020, and we'll bring it up in a minute. It's back above the 20 at the moment, so it's recovered slightly on rumors of a big buyer buying in. But yes, it is under pressure. And as I said to this gentleman a couple of weeks ago, he asked me when the US CPI came in whether or not we will see, like I said, a crypto crash. I did mention that it is considered a high risk asset. So when you have an attitude of risk off, high risk assets are going to suffer. So let's have a quick look at Bitcoin, where it is at the moment. Give me a second. Here it is. So yeah, it's currently trading again at the 20,000 level, but just at the 20,000 level. It's currently trading at $20,039. It is under the 100 a day and the 200 day and the 50-day moving average, suggesting it is on a downtrend. So it is heavily pressured at this moment and time. So yes, risk off is really affecting the infamous cryptocurrency. What else is suffering? Okay, it's not just Bitcoin, Nicole. Actually, Bitcoin, just to mention, in June so far, it's down 40% in June, almost down 40%. So yeah, it is under horrendous pressure. But it's not the only thing. The S&P logged its worst weekly performance last week since March 2020. It actually was down by 5.8%. So it is going to show, it is sort of showing that the market is very much have a risk-off attitude at this moment in time. So yeah, thank you, pal. Sorry, throat's a bit dry. So yeah, so we currently have a very much risk-off attitude at this moment in time, which is obviously seeing why the stock market is under pressure. Today, apart from those speeches of Haskell and Mann and Lagarde, obviously, the US is closed today. They're on a holiday. Lucky them. They have a bank holiday today. So though the European session is fairly sideways, expect liquidity to dry up later this afternoon with the US on holiday. Other major events this week. Oh, good comment. Learn. I'm an educator, my friend. I've been educated for many years. Thank you, though. Thank you. What was I going to say? So yeah, major events this week. Okay, we have got Canadian retail sales. Okay, Bank of Japan minutes, British pound, CPI for the UK. That is going to be a major event. Don't forget the current CPI as it stands is actually 9%. Expectation is at 9.8%. Jeremy Powell testifies, as I mentioned, manufacturing PMI, services PMI, and US initial claims. So we got some big events coming up this week. So please keep an eye on it. As it currently stands, the market, like I say, is the FTSE is currently up a little bit by 0.56%. DAX is currently trading at 0.18%, and Eurostock 50 currently trading at 0.17%. So yeah, we got a busy week ahead of us. Slightly quieter day today with the US, but however, I will be going back online at 1 p.m. UTC. So please come along and join me. We'll discuss the European session, and plus we'll go in a bit more detail about what's happening this week, actually. We'll focus on a couple of more economic events to look forward to. So please feel free to come and join me at 1 p.m. UTC. Don't forget, you can always ask me questions whenever you wish. Okay, so that's interesting. Hello, my friend. I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. Which is the biggest announcement coming for you this week? Myself personally, the one I would love to do a watch along with, but unfortunately, it's a really awkward time. And that would be the UK Consumer Price Index, CPI. I'd love to be able to do that. I think that's going to be the biggest event for me personally. But as well as that, it's going to be what Powell says on Wednesday and Thursday. Because everybody, I mean, if you look over the last couple of weeks, whenever he says something pretty aggressive, the market gets very scared. So that, for me, will be the main event. That and the UK CPI. I mean, the Canadian CPI will be quite interesting as well, because I think they're expected to be coming at 5.6. But I think it's going to be the UK CPI, especially if it hits double digits. That's going to be something really major to watch. And obviously the Powell testimony. So those are the two events I'm most excited about, without a doubt. And good to see you, my friend, by the way. Really good to see you. Okie dokie. Don't forget, like I say, if there's any more questions, please feel free to ask me. This is what I'm here for. So, never hesitate to ask me anything. Yeah. And don't forget, I'll be back on again at 1 p.m. today. If there is no more further questions, okay, I don't think there is any more questions. That's not a problem. But anyway, thank you for the question, though, anyway, my friend. It's good to see you. And happy Monday, everybody. Don't forget, I'm back on again at 1 p.m. this afternoon. And as I always say, if you're watching me on Facebook and you like us, give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube and you like it, by all means, subscribe if you like. Click the notification button. Next time you know I'm going live. If you liked it and found this enjoyable, give me one of those. I've seen I've got a couple of likes already, which I really appreciate. Yeah, anyway, on that note, remember, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, there are the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.